Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivana Lari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivana Lari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivana Lari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivana Lari Jaya Yasodanandana Jaya Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Jaya Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Tira Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivana Lari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivana Lari Sodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Jasodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Tira Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Prabhujakacharya Asacharya Shishimad. His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Gaura Vaishnava ki Jaya, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jaya, ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki Jaya, Prem Sikha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasati Gaur Bhaktivedanta ki Jaya, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan ki Jai, Shri Vrindavan ki Jai, Shri Maya Purnavidam ki Jai, Gangamaya ki Jai, Jamunamaya ki Jai, Tulsi Devi ki Jai, Bhakti Devi ki Jai, Samaveda Bhaktivinoda ki Jai, Transcendental Book Distribution ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Gau Premanandi, all glories some devotees, all glories some devotees, all glories some devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this morning we read from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 1, The Supreme Lord is Equal to Everyone, text number 13. Atrayavod harataha purvam itihasaha surarsina pritya maha katau Rajan Prityate Jata Satrave Atrayavodharata Purvam Itihasa Asura Sina Pritya Mahakutau Rajan Prityate Jata Satrave Atrayavodharata Purvam Itihasa Sararsina Pritya Mahakutau Rajan Prityate Jata Satrave Atrayavodharata Purvam Itihasa Sarasina Pritya Mahakutau Rajan Prityate Jata Satrave. Vidihasa Sarasina Pritya Pratyamahakrutau rajan Pritite jat satrave Atravodharata purvam Itihasa surarsina Pratyamahakrutau rajan Pritite jat satrave Atra, in this connection, eva, certainly, udharataha was recited, purvam, previously, itihasa, an old story, surarina, by the great sage Narada, pritya, with joy, Mahakratau, at the great Rajasuya sacrifice. Rajan, O king, Prityate, to the inquiring. Ajata Satrave, Maharaj Yudhisthira, who had no enemy. Translation and small purport. Formerly, O king, when Maharaj Yudhisthira was performing the Rajasuya sacrifice, the great sage Narada, responding to his inquiry, recited historical facts showing how the Supreme Personality of Godhead is always impartial, even when killing demons. In this regard, he gave a vivid example. Purport. This relates to how the Lord exhibited his impartiality even when killing Śiśupāla in the arena of the Rajasuya Yajna performed by Maharaj Yudhisthira. Next text. O king, at the Rajasuya sacrifice, Maharaj Yudhisthira, the son of Maharaj Pandu, personally saw Śiśupāla merge into the body of the Supreme Lord Krishna. Therefore, struck with wonder, he inquired about the reason for this from the great sage Narada, who was seated there. While he inquired, all the sages present also heard him ask his question. Next text. Maharaj Yudhisthira inquired, "It is very wonderful that the demon Śiśupāla merged into the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even though extremely envious. This sāyujya-mukti is impossible to attain even for great transcendentalists. How then did the enemy of the Lord attain it?" Purport. There are two classes of transcendentalists, the Jnanis and the Bhaktas. The Bhaktas do not aspire to merge into the existence of the Lord, but the Jnanis do. Śiśupāla, however, was neither a Jnani nor a Bhakta, yet simply by envy of the Lord he attained an exalted position by merging into the Lord's body. Certainly this was astonishing, and therefore Maharaj Yudhisthira inquired about the cause for the Lord's mysterious mercy to Śiśupāla. Next verse. O great sage, we are all eager to know the cause for this mercy of the Lord. I have heard that formerly a king named Vena blasphemed the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that all the brāhmaṇas consequently obliged him to go to hell. Śiśupāla should have also been sent to hell. How then did he emerge into the Lord's existence? Next verse. From the very beginning of his childhood, when he could not even speak properly, Śiśupāla, the most sinful son of Dhammagosh, began blaspheming the Lord, and he continued to be envious of Sri Krishna until death. Similarly, his brother Dantavakra continued the same habits. Imagine that. Just like when householders are raising their children, they try to get their children to say, Prabhupada, Krishna. But this he's before he could even speak properly, he's blaspheming Krishna. It's amazing. Next verse. Although these two men, Śiśupāla and Dantavakra, repeatedly blaspheme the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, Krishna, the Supreme Brahman, they were quite healthy. Indeed, their tongues were not attacked by white leprosy, nor did they enter the darkest region of hellish life. We are certainly most surprised by this. Purport. Krishna is described by Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita as follows: Param Brahma, Param Dhamma, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. You are the Supreme Brahman, the Supreme Abode and Purifier. Herein this is confirmed. Vishnu Yat Brahma Param Avyayam. The Supreme Vishnu is Krishna. Krishna is the cause of Vishnu, not vice versa. Similarly, Brahman is not the cause of Krishna. Krishna is the cause of Brahman. Therefore, Krishna is the Para Brahman. Yad Brahma Param Avyayam. We'll read a couple more verses. How was it possible for Śiśupāla and Dantavakra in the presence of many exalted persons to enter very easily into the body of Krishna, whose nature is difficult to attain? Purport. Śiśupāla and Dantavakra were formerly Jaya and Vijaya, the doorkeepers of Vaikuṇṭha. Merging into the body of Krishna was not their final destination. For some time they remained merged, and later they received the liberation of sāyujya and sālokya, living on the same planet as the Lord and the same bodily form. The śāstras give evidence that if one blasphemes the Supreme Lord, his punishment is to remain in hellish life for many millions of years, more than one suffers by killing many brāhmaṇas. Śiśupāla, however, instead of entering hellish life, immediately and very easily received sāyujya-mukti. That such a privilege had been offered to Śiśupāla was not merely a story. Everyone saw it happen. There was no scarcity of evidence. How did it happen? Maharaj Yudhisthira was very much surprised. Next verse. This matter is undoubtedly very wonderful. Indeed, my intelligence has become disturbed, just as the flame of a candle is disturbed by a blowing wind. O Narada Muni, you know everything. Kindly let me know the cause of this wonderful event. Purport. The Shastras enjoin, Tad Vijnanartam Sagurum Ivabhakachet. When one is perplexed by the difficult problems of life, to solve them one must approach a guru like Narada or his representative in the disciplic succession. Maharaj Yudhisthira therefore requested Narada to explain the cause for such a wonderful event. Next text. Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, after hearing the request of Maharaj Yudhisthira, Narada Muni, the most powerful spiritual master who knew everything, was very pleased. Thus he replied in the presence of everyone taking part in the yajna. Next text. The great sage Narada said, O king, blasphemy and praise, chastisement and respect are experienced because of ignorance. The body of the conditioned soul is planned by the Lord for suffering in the material world through the agency of the external energy. Purport. In the Bhagavad Gita, 1861, it is said, Iswara Sarbhutanam Hridasarjunatistiti Brahmayan Sarbhutani Yantrarudhani Maya. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of the material energy. A material body is manufactured by the external energy according to the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The conditioned soul, being seated on this machine, wanders throughout the universe, and because of his bodily conception of life, he only suffers. Actually, the suffering of being blasphemed and chastised, actually the suffering of being blasphemed and the enjoyment of being praised, the acceptance of a good welcome or of chastisement by harsh words are felt in the material conception of life. But since the body of the Supreme Personality of God is not material, but Satchit Ananda Vigraha, he is unaffected by insults or greetings, blasphemy, or prayers. Being always unaffected and complete, he does not feel extra pleasure when offered nice prayers by the devotee, although the devotee benefits by offering prayers to the Lord. Indeed, the Lord is very kind to a so-called enemy, because one who always thinks of the personality of Godhead as an enemy also benefits. Krishna's pretty cool. Although he thinks of the Lord adversely, if a conditioned soul thinking of the Lord as an enemy or of a friend somehow or other becomes attached to the Lord, he receives great benefit. Om Gyanata Anandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshum Litam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Mukham Kutravachalam Pangum Manghayate Garim Yat Kripa Tadaham Bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam Vanchakalpatribhyascha Kripa Sandubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So Śiśupāla and Dantavakra, they're not like your ordinary conditioned souls going through the samsara chakra. They're, as mentioned, Prabhupada mentioned that they're actually Jaya and Vijaya. So Krishna's having this lila with them to have some play fighting. But the ordinary living entities, they're going through this samsara chakra, the wheel of repeated birth and death. And this human form of life, this is the loophole on how to get out. Unfortunately, people aren't aware of that. We're trying to help them get aware of this. Yesterday I was at the university, UCSD, and a professor came to the table. And he said, "Oh, it's so nice to see you here." He said, "I went to school, I got my PhD at UC Berkeley. I used to see you guys there on campus every day. It was so nice. There's some variety, some spiritual variety. But I never see you guys here." I said, "Well, maybe you're inspiring us to come here and do a little Harinam here." And then I offered him a Bhagavad Gita. He was a little reluctant. He said, "Yeah, you guys, I would talk to the Hare Krishnas, and you would always try to get me to take a Bhagavad Gita, but I'd never take it. But I just saw this documentary of Oppenheimer. So, all right, I'll take it." Actually, Oppenheimer's getting a lot of books distributed because of that documentary. It's amazing. He learned Sanskrit just so he could read the Bhagavad Gita in its original text. It's such a genius. Yeah. So. Yeah, when the first atom bomb went off, he quoted the Bhagavad Gita, "Tami, I am the destroyer of the worlds." Yeah. So he's making the Bhagavad Gita famous. I think he gets some benefit from that, wherever he is. So yeah, the goal is to become pure again somehow and get out of this cycle of repeated birth and death. It's also explained that this material world is like an ocean of material existence, that the living entity is being tossed around in this ocean of material existence. And just like in the ocean here, there's big waves. Some of these waves get up 60 feet high, big waves. So this material existence also, the living entity gets sometimes pushed up by these waves and become a president or a prime minister. And then another wave comes and slaps him down. He becomes a dog in Sweden. It's like that prime minister, Nehru. One astrologer said that he had become a dog in Sweden. So one wave comes up, prime minister, another wave, dog. So this is the nature of this world, of people getting tossed around in this wave of material existence. So what is the hope? That someone comes and takes us out of the ocean. So Srila Prabhupada has come and he's given us a lifeboat. A lifeboat. So that's what we're on this boat of Krishna consciousness. And if we practice sincerely, then this will take us back home. And we should want to get others on this boat. Sometimes just because of envy, someone's trying to get on the boat, and no, get off the boat. Knock them off the boat. But no, we should try to get as many souls as we can on this boat, ISKCON boat, where people get to hear about Krishna, engage in devotional service. And it's possible to get purified and go back home. There's another nice verse in this regard. Samsara kupe patitang vishiram usikteksana grastam kala hinatmanam konyas tratum adhishvara. That the intelligence of the living entity is stolen away by the activities of sense gratification. And in that condition, one falls into the well of repeated birth and death. And within that well, one is seized by the deadly serpent of time. And who can save one from such a condition except for the Supreme Lord? So this intelligence is stolen away by the activities of sense gratification. People are bewildered. It's attractive. Maya is very attractive. But actually, Krishna is more attractive. So we should want to have our hearts stolen by Krishna. Our mind is stolen, our intelligence is stolen by Maya, but we want our hearts to be stolen by Krishna. Just like the gopis. They said Krishna came and he stole our hearts and then he left. Huh? Big thief. Yeah. He likes to steal butter, yogurt, hearts, steals hearts also. We want Krishna to steal our heart. Yeah. But then Radharani, she steals Krishna's heart. So he also gets, comes back to him, what goes around comes around. So, yeah, by this hearing and chanting, engage in devotional service, Krishna will capture our heart. And eventually we'll only want to serve Krishna and not serve Maya anymore. Because if we serve Maya, we don't get a good result. Yeah. We get kicked. Yeah. But if we serve Krishna, then we get the loving embrace. Like that Gopakumar, he was wandering around, finally he reached Krishna. There's that nice picture. They're embracing Krishna and Gopakumar or embrace him. So this is a much more attractive result, by serving Krishna. So here in the purport, Prabhupada mentions that Krishna, he has a spiritual body, and so he's not affected by insults or praise. And that example is there in the amazing pastime of the Brahma Vimohana Lila. These pastimes of Krishna are so amazing. I mean, it must be true, because how could anybody come up with such amazing pastimes? Krishna's there with his cowherd friends and calves, and Brahma, four-headed Brahma, he decides to test Krishna. He heard, this Krishna, he's the Supreme Lord, so he takes all the cowherd boys and calves and puts them in this sleeping slumber. And then he knows, I could be dealing with fire here, so he goes back and they're still there. And he's like, how is this? But for a year, Krishna, within that short time, Brahma had the cowherd boys. But that time is very short in comparison to our time. So he came back, but that was a year. But Krishna, he expanded himself perfectly to the exact character of each boy. It was just amazing. And they couldn't tell that he was, of course, they could understand something's different here. This is not my boy. They're feeling like they feel around Krishna. So then Brahma understood, I'm in trouble. So then he went down, and then Krishna manifests the four-armed Vishnu forms from all the calves and the boys, and then he knew, oh my God, I really... So he's offering these wonderful prayers, the prayers of Lord Brahma, wonderful, wonderful prayers of Lord Brahma. But after he finished these wonderful prayers, praising Krishna, it's described in the Nectar Devotion, Lord Brahma could not understand whether Krishna was pleased or not. This is an exhibition of his gravity. He couldn't tell if he was pleased or not. So Krishna, he doesn't have it. He didn't say anything. Yeah, he was just very grave. So this is a sign that Krishna is not. So if we get praise, we're like, cool, nice, keep it up, nice. But Krishna, he's got a transcendental body. He's not affected by praise or blaspheme. Just like we're hearing about Śiśupāla here, the Rajasuya sacrifice. He was blaspheming Krishna so horribly. And Nakula and Sahadev, both of them, they said, this rascal, I'm gonna kick him in the head with my left foot. Both of them said this, with the left foot, right foot's not as bad, left foot, just like the left hand, untouchable, right? Somehow the left foot. And then I'm gonna put my left foot on his head. Nakula said. And then Bhima he was raging with anger. And it's described in the Nectar Devotion that he was crying. He was so angry because he couldn't beat the guy. Krishna wasn't giving him the sanction. So he was just fuming, so much so that tears were coming from his eyes because he couldn't punch this guy out. But then it just got too much, so Krishna just nonchalantly, he kind of lost his head, Śiśupāla. So yeah, it's not good to. Yeah, he got liberation. It went into the body, and that's what this whole story is about. And how is this possible that that Krishna allowed that. Other sages, they're doing so much meditation, they can't reach such an exalted position. How is it this person is so envious of Krishna, but he attained this this exalted position? How is it possible? So this is the Leela, Śiśupāla and Dantavakra, Jaya and Vijaya. But we ourselves, we should always try to do things that are pleasing to Krishna. Krishna, he's an amazing personality. He knows our every thought. He knows our every thought. So we should try to act and think in a way so that Krishna will smile. As Prabhupada said, we should act in such a way that Krishna wants to smile upon us. Do things that are favorable to Krishna consciousness. And this will be to our ultimate benefit. Otherwise, we have to stay in this, as Prabhupada said, fool's paradise. It's a fool's paradise. Better to go to Krishna's paradise. That's the real paradise, not this illusory world. And there we'll experience an incomparable happiness in the service of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada said that by taking up Krishna consciousness, we're declaring war on the illusory energy. So in a war, you got to be prepared. You got to be in good shape, right? It's like there's so many armies in the world now. Different countries, they have their armies, and they're in good shape. They work out just in case there's some battle. So we also have to work out, spiritual workout. These temples are spiritual gyms. Also gems. Yeah. So we're trying to become healthy spiritually, so that when that time comes that we leave this body, we'll be ready. Last night I was speaking to one guest, and the question was that he said, my wife, she believes in Krishna, but she doesn't understand this whole thing looking down on the genders. So I said, well, one thing that you should explain to her, that she's not a woman, spirit soul. Because she thinks she's a woman, she's upset about this different genders. Sometimes the women are not looked up upon as much as the men. But we're not men, we're not women. And there was another guest listening, and he said, I disagree. I disagree. Because we're also the body. We're the soul, but we're also the body. And so I said, well, if you, the soul, were to leave your body right now, what would this body do? He said, it would lay down dead. I said, well, there you go. You're 100% the soul. You're not the body at all. And he couldn't say anything. So this is, our philosophy is so nice. Yeah. Such a nice philosophy. And then he accepted. Okay, you're right, actually. No one says this, you know. No religion, no philosophy says this reality of our existence as spiritual beings, spirit souls. So we're so indebted to Srila Prabhupada for giving us this pure philosophy, pure understanding of reality. So therefore we should want to give it. Just like Maharaj was encouraging me to encourage the marathon. Marathon's coming up. So we should all want to do something nice, to try to distribute as many books as we can somehow. Start praying to Krishna now for some ability to distribute books. Because this is what is most needed, this knowledge, this, as Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, this is the only lack in society, this Krishna consciousness. So, we should want to give it. And the more we give Krishna, the more we get Krishna. Yeah. Just like here it's mentioned that because Krishna, he didn't have a material body, therefore he is not affected by praise or criticism. But we have material bodies, so it's easy to get affected. But when you go on book distribution, you have to, you're faced with that duality. Some people take, you get a lot of no's, but it's good, because we were able to cross beyond this duality of success, failure, happiness, distress, all this. So it's actually good. It's good training for the soul to step beyond this duality. In Prabhupada's books, I think I looked it up, there's about 2,000 times Prabhupada says the word duality and dualities. Maybe you could look it up. Quite a few times it's there. It's a major problem for the soul. We're affected by these dualities. But when we become completely Krishna conscious, then we go beyond dualities. Whatever Krishna arranges, it's good. It's like sometimes on book distribution, people give me pennies. But you have to appreciate, well, thank you so much. It's wonderful. Thank you so much. And then sometimes people give $100. Like Govardhan Prabhu got a $100 donation yesterday. Some nice person. And he appreciated that. But sometimes next person might give you pennies. But you have to respond in the same way, because they're starting their devotional service. The person that gave pennies may not have given a donation, done any service for Krishna in millions of lifetimes. So it's auspicious. It's so wonderful, actually. Although it's such a little donation, it's wonderful. There's one devotee on book distribution, he would only take a donation if they gave $20. Yeah, you got to have minimum $20, otherwise they wouldn't get a book. It's called the Sikh mentality. No, everything is accepted with gratitude. Right? So, is there any question or comment? Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you for the class. It is known that best service is chant holy name. Best service to Krishna is chant holy name.
Well, that's debatable.
And my question, why we escape this service by different reasons. Our mind gives so many reasons not to do it.
Well, there was a debate about this, which was more pleasing to Prabhupada, Harinam or book distribution. So Prabhupada said, if you want to please me, distribute books. Because when you're distributing books, they're also getting the holy name. I learned how to chant Hare Krishna from reading a book. And many people, many devotees joined. They started chanting Hare Krishna from getting a book. So we're actually, book distribution is Harinam also, because we're given the holy name. But the holy name is very important. Actually, I was just reading in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it stated that all the 9 processes of devotional service are in the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. It's all there. So it is so important. And I just got news, Amogali, the Prabhu, wants to get some Harinam, increase more Harinam in, what was that? Ocean Beach, OB. Because actually a lot of nice people are coming from OB, from Saul's prasad distribution there. He's meeting nice people and they're coming over, so it's be nice to, yeah, we should, they should both go on, Harinam and book distribution, not that one stop and one go on. They're both very important. So yeah, I hope it increases here. And this professor I spoke to yesterday, he was so happy to, in Berkeley, he would see the devotees there every day. Yeah. And he's so favorable. He bought the Bhagavad Gita from me yesterday. He was reluctant for years and years and years, but finally he got the Bhagavad Gita. So, yeah, Harinam is the Harinama, Harinama, Harinama eva kevalam, kalo nasteva, nasteva, nasteva gatranyatha. This is the process of purification in this age. So it's so important, and I hope we can get it to increase. I saw last Saturday there was a good number of devotees on Harinam. I think about 12 devotees went. So that's nice. So hopefully we can increase. More places, more devotees. And we'll get the smile of Krishna more and more.
My question was not, how to say, not besides, my question was why everyone in heart don't want to chant. Not about book distribution or Harinam, what better, no, not this.
Oh, you mean the people in general?
Yes, in devotees also.
Or devotees?
In devotees also.
Well, we're all individuals. There's some devotees that just love Harinam. I know a devotee, he would go on Harinam by himself. Even if nobody was there to go out, Siddha Vidya. He would go out by himself. And he didn't care whether people went with him or not. Harinam, he just loved Harinam. There was another devotee.
And people loved him too. He would go into the bar and everything.
Yeah, oh yeah. And there's another devotee, local here, from what's his name? Bhakti. He'd go on Harinam by himself. People like it, yeah. So there's some devotees just have a taste, a real taste for Harinam. And we're individuals. Not everybody has a taste for Harinam. So, you can't. Why is it? Why is it? Because we're all individuals. Some have more of a taste, some don't. Some have a strong taste to distribute books, and some don't. Why? We're individuals. Yeah.
I can ask.
Why is it that we're chanting, but we're thinking of other things?
Like, even though it's the most important service, why is it that it's sometimes very difficult?
Oh, okay. Very good. Okay, now I got you. Well, Arjuna explained that. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pamati balavadridam tasyaham nigraham manye vaira ivajduskaram. The mind is flickering, especially in Kali Yuga. We're here on PB. We're on PB. It's like, it's crazy here. Yeah. So yeah, the mind is flickering, it's just going here and there. I mean, you're chanting japa. Do you ever find your mind is going here and there? Ever? Yeah, yeah. Well, you're not alone. It's very difficult to control the mind. In other ages also, but especially in Kali Yuga, it's very difficult. Therefore, we have to focus. We have to focus, on our service, on the holy name. Whatever can help us hear the holy name better. It's like there's so many japa reform books now. The Mahatmas, he's got these books, so many, and also Satchidananda Swami, so many nice books that can help us to hear the holy name better. And don't read garbage, just like, or see garbage. Now devotees, when I first joined, there's no question of anybody watching a movie. But now it's not that unusual, devotees go to movies or watch movies. It's just useless. Or read the newspapers, or now we have the internet, you can read the news. But it's just garbage. And what it does is it diverts our attention. Because then you're chanting japa and you're thinking of the news, you're thinking of the movie, it interferes with our most important service of hearing the holy name. So it's highly recommended. Don't read the news. Don't watch movies. Don't go. On the internet, there's like so many things you can go on, but don't go there, because it'll be a disturbance to your chanting, guaranteed. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much for a very nice lecture. So, like one thing when I try to preach in India, and one problem that I encounter, that generally people in India, they have this conception that from Vishnu, Krishna came, from Vishnu, Rama came. Oh, yeah. So, like in 7.1.19, Prabhupada told that Arjuna is telling Krishna that you are Param Brahman. Yeah. And this sloka is also saying that Vishnu yad Brahma Param, means Vishnu is Param Brahma. So Arjuna is saying that Krishna, you are Param Brahman, and here Vyasadeva is saying that Vishnu, you are Param Brahman. So that is understood that Krishna and Vishnu both are Param Brahman. But how does it will conclude, like Prabhupada concluded in the purport, that Krishna is cause of Vishnu, not vice versa. So how does it conclude to that?
Well, Krishna says also in the Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarva pavartante, that I am the source of all material and spiritual world. Everything emanates from me. So Vishnu never said that. Mata partarang nanyat kinchidasti. So and Krishna's tu Bhagavan Swayam, I'm the source of all incarnations. So there's so much evidence from the Vedic literatures, and also if you look in their personalities, Vishnu, it's awe and reverence, great awe and reverence. There's no intimate pastimes. Whereas with Krishna, you could have a very intimate, loving relationship with Krishna. Well, you can't have that with Vishnu, which is much more attractive. We want to have loving dealings. Right? We're all attracted to loving dealings. Yeah. So the most loving dealing is with us, with Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you so much. It also reminded me, someone told this thing and I forgot. When you told this, it came into my mind that when Vishnu was present in Vrindavan, when Krishna became Vishnu, so no gopis were attracted to him.
They offered respects to him.
Yeah.
And asked him, have you seen Krishna anywhere?
Yeah. So, but Lakshmi Devi is attracted to even Krishna.
Yeah.
So
but she couldn't go because she couldn't give up her opulence.
Yeah.
So So these people that they can't understand, if they practice Krishna consciousness, they'll hear more and more and more about how Krishna is supreme. Just like you've heard so much, and then you understand Krishna is supreme.
True.
Yeah, it's just a question of you have to hear more.
Yeah, actually, like a lot of people, they understand, oh, Krishna is supreme, and they also understand Vishnu is supreme. So they cannot correlate that, oh, Vishnu is coming from Krishna. So that
It's
is
just
the
a question they have to hear more. They're not hearing enough.
Yes,
Just-
true.
Yeah. Okay.
Our supreme authority, Lord Brahma, the head of our Sampradaya, in his Samhita, he says, Ishvara Parama Krishna.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
I have one other brief comment, if I may.
Sure, you may. Thank you.
You made a nice point in the class about how we need to take help because we're bound. The bound can't untie themselves. We need to reach out and get the help of the Supreme Lord and his intimate servant, the spiritual master. In the Bhagavad Gita, in the other nice question asked by the Prabhu about chanting, why aren't we more attracted to chanting? And Krishna, in the 3rd chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, text 39 and 40, Krishna explains that the eternal living entity has an enemy in this world called lust, and the lust covers our real knowledge and bewilders us. And in text 40, he describes the senses, the mind, and the intelligence. And Prabhupada in the purport says Krishna is giving us clues as to where the enemy is located. But another way to read that is it's game over, because the enemy has captured all the places that we would use to otherwise fight. The senses, the mind. Why aren't we more attracted to chanting? Because lust has captured our mind and polluted it. So we're helpless, and without help, we can't unbind ourselves. So I very much appreciated your point that we need help. We have to hold it. We can do something. We can hold on to that rope. We can hold on to the lifeline that's been thrown. And if we find our mind wandering, we're not capable ourselves. We have to ask for more mercy. Like Prabhupada said, if you don't feel like chanting, pray to be attracted to chanting. And if you don't feel like dancing, dance anyway, and then you'll feel like dancing. So we have to, these things are natural, because for the soul, these are the most natural things of all. In the Nectar of Instruction, there's that nice verse, Yat Krishna Nama Charitadi Sitapti Vidya Pitopatasya Rasanasya Narochikanu. Because we're afflicted by the jaundice of ignorance, we don't have a taste. But Srila Rupa Goswami says it's wonderful that simply by chanting these sweet names every day, a natural relish will awaken within the tongue. And then that disease will be destroyed at the root.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I was just thinking also that Krishna says that we're permeated by this lust, and that's in the mind, intelligence, and ego. So this is our enemy, but we're permeated by this enemy. So what's the solution? Is that which can conquer the enemy has to also go within, and that's the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So that's how to conquer this enemy. That's what can conquer this lust has to also go within this holy name of Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay, Srila Prabhupada. Oh, we have one more question. A quick one.
If we understand that holy name is making us pure from the lust, but we escape this holy name. We try not do it, and
We what?
We escape this service.
We try to avoid the holy name.
Yes. This is our problem.
Well, we shouldn't do that. don't do that.
So we don't want to go to serve Krishna. We want to be in this material world.
This is Maya. We're declaring war on Maya, so we have to focus on Krishna. And the more we focus on Krishna, the more Maya will retreat. So we just have to keep focusing, and eventually, no more Maya, just Krishna. Does that sound good? Srila Prabhupada Ki Jaya.